A warning tonight for the Republican Party from one of its own members on the issue of abortion. South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace says the party needs to moderate its stance on the issue. Otherwise, the party could, quote, lose huge with voters. The Congresswoman, who describes herself as a pro-life constitutional conservative, said Republican lawmakers need to read the room on the issue. She says voters' sentiment has changed since the Supreme Court reversed its landmark Roe v. Wade decision last year. Joining us now is the Congresswoman herself, Representative Nancy Mace, to talk more about all this. Good to have you here. Thanks so much for coming on the show. I'm curious, you've been all over television in the last couple of days issuing this warning to your fellow Republicans. Any reaction from your Republican colleagues or from Leader McCarthy?
Well, certainly, I've received calls frequently from fellow colleagues, and then the moment I say, hey, what bill can we work on together? What press conference can we do? It's just sort of crickets. I don't think we've learned our lesson from the midterm elections last year. And what I saw in our district was a huge tide change. The electorate was not with overturning Roe v. Wade and trying to find that balance. I'm a pro-life conservative, but I represent a district that isn't. And we want to make sure that we talk about the things that our voters care about. They want to make sure that we have exceptions for rape and incest, life of the mother, fetal abnormalities, et cetera. Those are things we've got to be talking about. In addition, we've got to talk about access to birth control. And we need to make sure we're taking care of women who've been raped and girls who are victims of incest. And that we're watching out, because women are watching us. And instead, Republicans have largely just buried their heads in the sand, ignored the losses, and are doubling down on a message that does not work with voters on either side of the aisle.
Yeah, when you talk about the losses, you cited the 2022 midterm elections. We also have the issues that were on the ballot in several states where voters turned out very strongly. Look at Wisconsin, 11-point victory for the state Supreme Court judge who would keep abortion rights in place. Why aren't Republicans reading that better? As you say, they're not reading the room. Why not?
Right. It's a head-scratching moment for me because I look at the presidential election. 2024 is upon us sooner than later. And when you look at this issue, we haven't won the popular vote in years. And this is an issue where we can showcase our compassion for life and our compassion for women. But that's not what's happening right now. Instead, Republicans, by and large, are afraid to come out with what their viewpoints are, what their position is. They're worried about getting primaried, and they're worried about losing a general election. But we can't operate out of a place from fear. We need to operate out from a place of compassion and showing people everywhere that we can support women and we can support life and do it in a reasonable way that brings everybody together. And as someone who represents a purple district, I hear this day in and day out.
Right. As somebody who has voters who are on both sides of the issue as part of your constituency, yeah. I want to play for you. Vice President Mike Pence was just on The Hill, our debut show that just was on a few minutes ago, right before this show, and he talked about abortion. Take a listen to this.
Well, I think defending the unborn first and foremost is more important than politics. I really believe it's the calling of our time. And frankly, Chris, as I said in the immediate aftermath of the Dobbs decision, it may take as long to restore the sanctity of life to the center of American law in every state in this country as it took us to overturn Roe versus Wade. But I believe that restoring the inalienable right to life to American law is that important.
He's doubling down on that position. And we have, Governor Ron DeSantis, who has just signed a 6-week ban on abortion. Both Pence and DeSantis have staked out positions even further right. Do you predict that's going to hurt them in the general?
Yes, it will. And my message is we can both protect the sanctity of life and protect women. They're not mutually exclusive. And that's what's missing in this debate about 2024, because the vast majority of Americans, even if they're pro-life, many just don't want the heavy hand of government to intervene in this issue. And I'll tell you, in my district, it was about 51% that were pro-choice previous to Dobbs. But after Dobbs, 45 days after, it was over 60%. We saw a double-digit change in sentiment from pro-choice. So the vast majority of voters in our district became even more pro-choice than they were before. And that's what we've seen around the country in bellwether states, bellwether districts, that this issue for Republicans has only gotten worse. It's not gotten better. And so if we ignore the rights of women, especially rape victims, if you look at Florida, where the governor signed that bill in the dead of night, not a big announcement, no fanfare,
right.
But that bill would require rape victims to get evidence, report it to police. Well, I can tell you in my own personal circumstances, when I was raped at the age of 16, I was devastated. It was traumatic. It took me a week to tell my mom because I was horrified about the experience. Well, guess what? After a week, all the evidence is gone. There's nothing to collect. There's no way you can have a police report written to show that and prove that. And it's devastating for women who've been in that position. And I'm not the only one. There are millions like me out there.
Congresswoman Nancy Mace, thank you not only for sharing your personal story and why you feel so strongly about this, but for coming on the show tonight. We really appreciate it. Hope you'll be back.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.